Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys so much for your support through everything. Wanted to pop by with an update. I finally passed the stone. Oh my gosh, that thing was so big. I was about ready to name it, knitted a onesie. Yeah, that was grueling. Very, very, very painful. Definitely don't recommend. So yeah, it's a lot of pain, and you know, the interesting thing is that, you know, I've had a lot of kidney stones, like I said in my last video, so it's not the first, probably won't be the last, but it actually got to the point where I passed quite a few of them in a month's span, and I've been trying as much as I possibly can. Apparently something that I'm doing was working though, because my aunt pointed out the other day that it had been over a year since I had one last. So you know, and the only thing I can do is just keep going, keep, you know, doing what I'm doing, and, you know, and in situations like that, you just gotta keep surviving, right? So, but, I mean, that brings up, like, a video that I saw the other day, and that's, sometimes the best kindness you can do for somebody is let them figure things out for themselves. And that's one of the things that I've had to figure out, especially with my kids, is that sometimes you gotta let them fall and just try to be there to pick up the pieces, you know? But sometimes you just kind of gotta, you know, back off and trust that they are strong enough to figure things out. I mean, that's, I mean, that's one of the things as a parent is that, you know, we don't want our kids to go through what we've been through. And I mean, I've heard it many a time. And honestly, I get that. You know, I wouldn't wish what I've been through on my worst enemy, let alone my kids. But free will is a thing, you know, and you got to be able to, it shows the person that you are instilling trust in them. So it really is the greatest kindness to let them kind of figure things out for themselves. And, you know, even when they fall, you can help put the pieces back together, but ultimately it's their choice as to how they want to rearrange it, you know. Sometimes breaking makes you stronger. And it's the point of just making sure that you assure them you will survive through this. You know, I did. And I know you're just as strong as I am. And this will make you stronger, you know. It's gonna hurt. And make sure that you take the time to heal. And that's another thing. Try to be supportive during their healing time. It's one of the best things that you can do, you know. And sometimes you gotta take the time. And you gotta take the time for yourself as well. Just because somebody else is going through pain doesn't mean it doesn't hurt you too. Especially watching them go through that pain. You know, I get that with all of the people that I love and care about, blood or not. You know, I don't like seeing them in pain, but I know that this pain will ultimately make them stronger. And That's what I kind of hope for. So, I'll catch you in a minute. It's kind of getting a little windy, okay? Okay, welcome back. Much better. A lot less wind, that's for sure. I was actually joking earlier about, well, you guys have, in an earlier video, I introduced you guys to my puppy. And it's supposed to get a lot windier tomorrow. So I was joking around about putting her on a leash and using her as a kite. I'm just kidding, I would never do that. I love my puppy way too much. And I would definitely not recommend it, so, you know. But, yeah, it was pretty windy. But today I have been, ironically, hearing a lot about toxic family systems, both from Carl Jung and Maya Angelou. Is one that I've started listening to. And I say that it's ironic because it was today, December 16th, 1996, I believe. A lot of that I've honestly blocked out. That my life was forced to change forever. That was the day that my parents were arrested. That was also the first time that I learned everything in this life, including life itself, is temporary, and that control is ultimately an illusion. I mean, at the time, I could not have known that this was for the better. I was upset because, I mean, I was only 13. And I was being forced to change, and I was being forced out of my familiar, albeit it was a very painful familiar, but your brain craves the familiar even if it's painful, sometimes especially if it's painful, because, you know, it is the painful memories that we remember so vividly, because we're meant to learn from them, you know? No, I mean, especially around the holidays, you know, for those of us who have been brought up in a very toxic family situation, it's very painful to us, and we start dreading the holidays because we're anticipating judgment and pain and comparison, honestly. I mean, especially for those of us who have siblings or, you know, cousins even. But I did hear something from Maya Angelou earlier that was very profound to me and actually helped a lot. She said that comparison is a lie wrapped in fear. She also said, they show you the illusion of success, but they don't show you the cost. I mean, that's one of the things that I need to keep in mind, and I think would be a good thing for everyone to keep in mind, is that, you know, you may see family members that appear more successful than you, but they don't, they wear this illusion of success to cover the pain and such to get there, you know, or the illusion to get there, you know. Some people get to their point by nefarious means. Now, this is not everyone, you know, don't get me wrong. There are many people who work very hard to get to where they are, granted, and which is wonderful. That's great for them. They earned it. That's awesome. You know, that should be celebrated. That should be enjoyed, you know, but there's still things that you don't see. I mean, success is not a polished photograph, is what she said. You know, it is the painstaking nights, the, you know, blood, sweat, and tears that go into it. you know, and look, the place that you are at right now, you worked to get there. You worked to survive, for crying out loud. That is a success in and of itself. Please remember that, you know, and honestly, don't let other people judge you because they don't know. They don't know what happened to you to get you to the point that you're at. You know, I mean, I get it all the time. You know, being here I work at a corner mart, you know, and it's small, and I like it, you know, but people don't see, like, the underlying, that I have my degree as a paralegal. I'm the mother of 10 kids. I am a 4-time widow. You know, my parents were arrested. And, you know, I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm saying this as an achievement. You know, the fact that I am still here today is an achievement. I am proud of this. I am proud of where I'm at today. You know, 2 years off of meth, you know, a year from drinking. That's an achievement. That's awesome. So they can believe whatever they want to believe. They can try to judge. Let them. They don't know. They weren't there. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't hurt. It does. You know, especially when it's somebody that you value their opinion of you. That hurts. Not gonna lie. But I did hear a quote the other day that kind of helped assuage that a little bit. And the universe said, "You are not alone. I'm just taking you to the next level, and some people can't go with you yet." I like the yet in that. You know, there are some people who are not really ready to handle the truth. The truth about the world, the truth about themselves. Carl Jung calls it shadow integration, when you take a long, hard look at yourself and be truthful with yourself about the things that you are capable of. You know, the things that you see in others, you're capable of yourself. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you kind of pointed out. And that comes back to what people think of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Some people are afraid of your truth. Some people are afraid of your survival because that might mean that you're stronger than them. You know? I mean, that's not to say that they haven't gone through the trials themselves. They just don't realize it because society teaches us to minimize those things. It teaches us to whisper them when they should be spoken loud, as Maya Angelou said. You know, that's why I say celebrate your successes. Celebrate your achievements. They are worth celebrating. And I mean, this holiday season, please look back and look at all of the things that you've achieved, all of the things that you've survived. You know, this season is supposed to be about spirit. It's supposed to be about gratitude. It's supposed to be about love. And love will always win over fear. You know, another quote that I love is, you know, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the action taken because of it sometimes. I had this theory a while ago when I was still in school for psychology that, you know, money is not the root of all evil. Fear is. If you look at it, even the people who have money, they're afraid of losing it. They're afraid of not making more. They're afraid of, not being able to sustain it. And it comes with so many other fears as well. I mean, ultimately, fear is the root of all evil. Fear is what will keep people stuck in a situation, because fear is comfortable. Fear is what we know. There's a horrible saying of better the devil you know type of thing, and that it's so not true. No. You know that devil. You know what comes with this. You know that it's got heartbreak and pain attached to it. Please don't go down that road again. Go for success. Take the leap into the unknown. It can't hurt worse than that. Please, take the time. Let yourself heal. Let yourself be whole. Be truthful. Feel the fear, yes. Understand it. Accept it. Accept that you're afraid. I mean, I'm afraid every day that somebody is going to try to take advantage of me the way that my parents did. But I've already survived it, so you know what? If it comes, it does. And I will deal with it, and I will handle it differently this time, because I've learned from the past. So I'm going to choose not to get stuck in fear. I feel it. I acknowledge it. Please, join me. I'd be more than happy to have it. Take some time for yourself. And trust yourself. Trust your body. You deserve it. And one more thing that I keep forgetting. If this resonates with you, awesome. Like, subscribe, and shoot me a comment. All right? We'll talk to you later.